Alright, back to more Endwalker. A lot of things happened yesterday. And really looking forward to more of it. Roll quest opened up too, did a couple of those. Good. Now we're gonna head back. I also remembered this earlier, but time passes differently there. In the first. So it might be like, I don't know, a couple years have passed since we were last here. It's gonna be interesting. Hey, Lena. Arrow, you are returned. Have you been well, you and the others? As well as can be. Full glad am I to hear that. I trust my lord is enjoying himself. He said this to you? These exact words? Oh, to know that he is happy, it fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Arrow, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself, futile request though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of a mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. She and other Crystarium youths just hosted a festival, you see. Proved so popular that there are already plans for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. Between her preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. Dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? You wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well, I shall fetch the key at once and take the opportunity to find Reen. Please wait for me in the city in front of the Cabinet Curiosity, shall we say. I will be along as soon as I can. probably equip that weapon over what I have. What's this actually? Oh, just buy all that stuff. Okay. Okay, Edenwarn. It's a darker version of what I wore. Alright, let's see. To the crystalline mean right there. Down below. Which must be. Oh, wrong one. Following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Let's go. Do my old eyes deceive? Is that truly Arrow? Hello there. Ah, it is. Full glad am I to see you. Hail and whole, my friend. A wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours would be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. There is no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many a formidable foe, among them who offered you the greatest struggle. Titania, driven mad by light and loneliness, Bothri and his misguided self-righteousness, Hades, who bore the burden of his people. I'm gonna say Hades. Ah yes, Hades, he who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night, your battle in the depths of the tempest, and the stuff of epics. Yet compelling as it is, I worry that mere words wouldn't do justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think to omit it entirely, of course. No, at the very least, we will impress upon readers that it was the climax of your hero's journey. I know you'd love to talk as you're off, Morin, but we really should be on our way. These documents from Yulmore won't collect themselves. Of course, and afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. Till next time, then, do tell the others to look after themselves. our overzealous friend in particular. Remind him not to overexert himself. Again and again till his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? It's him. It's really him. What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. That's not Ricky. You'd only give him a stomachache. Come to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. While I know that I want to be a mage, Arcane isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem right, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. He isn't here? Oh, why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arcane best? Axe, sword, or bow? For smiting your opponent, the axe. For protecting your friends, the sword. For fighting and hunting both, the bow. Go with the sword. For protecting your friends, the sword. The sword. If you took up the sword, you could be just like... Brandon, the Warrior of Light. Nice. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. When I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. Damn, I didn't know they were going to say that. I could have said that. I could have said axe. For Ardbert. That's okay. The others were just as important. Such fun he's been having, basking in the adoration. Musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does he spare a thought for me? Of course not. I waited and waited and waited, but he won't so much as acknowledge the presence of his beautiful branch, even though they're right here. Such a heartless thing our sapling is, cold and cruel and heartless. I'm just going to adjust my mic in general, see if this helps overall. Feol. I already need you. Oh, faithful Feol, loveliest of branches, how I have missed you. Yep. If you truly missed me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you will call with twice the passion next time. Though for there to be a next time, you've some few struggles to overcome. So, my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. Ah, but here are the ones you were waiting for. I wonder what manner of a conclusion awaits at Tale's End. There they are. My apologies for the delay. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. Thank you. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that. I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken to Heidelin, never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that meant something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then, the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze like during the star shower. Oh shit. But then I blinked and everything was normal. Next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Arrow, what are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Amarat has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the First. So don't worry about us. Please look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may be assured we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. As long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. That's a cool looking cane, actually. Green wears a look of steely resolve. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elidibus, right? I'll do some consulting of my own to speak with Lena, decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain of it. We lived through the flood and the tyranny of the Light Wardens. We're survivors. Do what you need to do, and know that we will too. Take care, Rian. Excuse me. Docile Gate. Oh, through that door. How the hell did we get here before? Now we'll just go that way. $80. A hero's journey. Jeez. Master Arrow, welcome back. Captain has told me all. Give the word and I will show you to the ocular. Yeah, it's a bit eerie without everyone being here like they usually are.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business. Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all. So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the Convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share. Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation. So consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place. A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the Convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes. That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived. Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis. No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief. In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower. which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment. Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey? Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the Ocular. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting. In that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back. Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden, and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
Wow. Farewell, Elidibus. Damn, we've gone back in time. Device reminiscent of Netherite. Perhaps it is possible to attune with it. Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. Wow. The man stands dutifully by the Etherite-like device. Guide for this facility in all likelihood. Excuse me. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As Elidibus warned, it appears your form is intangible. So Elpis is a place. This is the right place, yes? Propylion? Judging by the woman's words, this facility is called Propylion. You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. Very well, let's wait a while. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Amatorum and the recreated Amarat. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. Oh, okay, can't do that. You suspect this door leads outside, but how to open it?
And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while. You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Satisfied?
It's awesome. You get to see who they really were. It's almost like he saw me, too.
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business. By the by, you see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's. Do you suppose he created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's his spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant. You may open your eyes.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings! I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect.
Oh, I thought that was Fandaniel. But I was wondering if it also might be him when he said his friend. Makes sense.
Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14.
And since this is time travel stuff, that would make sense. Some of the other stuff they've said.
And how might we address you, my new friend? A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here? Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If he truly wished to be here, then he would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge, Elpis.
This presence.
That's Heidelin, or what was she called? Levin?
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
This place is gorgeous. Who's that? A new race?
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
This is awesome. It really is. This place looks incredible. Wow. Emmett. So, in case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. I agree. Now then, to begin our guided tour. Perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to either, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. Fascinating facility, isn't it? Dare say you'll enjoy touring it with us. Heh. Fascinating facility, isn't it? Dare say... Yeah, I'd say it's fascinating facility, isn't it? Dare say you'll enjoy touring it with us. In case you didn't... Oh, okay. Same thing. Ithildaeus looking you up and down. Now then, our friend Hermes, aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out there first. Tired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear Emmett Selk wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so... Do you know how to make a robe? The basic concept will do. No, in that case, Emmett Selk. No, your whim, your responsibility. You're not getting another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, you'd think he wasn't a nigh bottomless font of magic. Very well, I shall make the robe, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite material. Those researchers are from the Academia Anator's Words of Hammerot, here to observe the state of the local flora. I wish they would give equal attention to the ambient environment, specifically how much noise they are adding to it with their little debate. This place is awesome looking. Whoa. Snake dudes. Whoops. Reminds me of the snakes from Dark Souls. Can't remember their name. No means no, just be grateful and even willing to wait. Yes, these creatures should suffice. Etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 Petaluti. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any 2 different kinds should serve. Now I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the Petaluti first. Good luck. Remember, it's a pair of Petaluti we require. Any 2 different kinds should serve. Woven from ether, the strength of this rope directly corresponds to that of its user. There we go. Caught the Petaluti? Come, let us see. Duly weakened and carefully bound, this Petaluta is destined to become clothing. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but then we're trying not to stand out. Try it on for size. Won't someone be angry with us for using those creatures? Oh, it's fine. There's no one around to tell us off, and besides, we can always make more Petaluta. They need only a tiny amount of ether. It may take some effort to get the form and composition right, but anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well and good to disguise and educate it, but it won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point, but at the very least should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Emmett Selk speaks true. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses. Much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you're a familiar. The question is, whose? Ah, of course, Azim's. If you say you belong to him, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence. For lack of his presence? Absolutely. Were he here, he'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. Cool. As dubious as it is, passing you off as Azem's familiar is probably the best approach. Should he take offense at others so readily believe his recklessness is to blame, he is welcome to mend his ways. Pass as a child in your original size? I think not. Augmented or no, your ether is still far too thin to be considered normal. Hythlodaeus, ready to continue on if you are. If you are ready, let's continue along the path to Anagnorisis. Anagnorisis. The place serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. Whoa. Monoceros? I was wondering what she was examining, but it seems to be the bush itself. Let's see if this observer knows Hermes' whereabouts. Yes, can I help you? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well now, by your mask, I assume you are one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. Chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you'll find him at one of the pools here. Pools, you say. Many thanks and apologies for disrupting your work. I say, Hythlodaeus. I've never met Hermes. You know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Emmett Selk, and I can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see ether quite keenly and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt that it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is much for your own enjoyment, like as not, but point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. Special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance, and I thank you for humoring me. Come, let's find our man. Still looking for the chief. He should be out observing somewhere, likely at one of the pools. This is reminiscent of that dungeon in Shadowbringers with New Mao. Reminds me a little bit of that. Gardens. We lost my familiar friend. Anagnorisis is not the safest place to wander unattended. You had best return to your master's side. Short, dark hair. Yeah, who is this? Oh, I tried to click on the girl, damn it.
Huh. You are...
Oh. Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends? May we please be friends?
Ah, I see you found him.
Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You were of the convocation.
Emmett Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to... Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait at the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
The Namastoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb, with their sorry excuses for limbs?
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish. The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
I'll help too.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
The voice actress reminds me of the, I don't know what they're called in Dark Souls, the nests, where you, like, put things in, get gifts back. Just looks a little bit like Faye. Oh.
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
The ambystoma was submitted to the Bureau not long ago, and I'm pleased to see it has found its way here. Make sure these little ones don't wander off like their adventurous fellow. Go on and lend Hermes a hand. Thought they said they hadn't been sent in yet. The tenet of the words of Mitron is to create aquatic life both unique and beneficial. Aquatic. What possessed them to put this creature in the sky, and is it even aquatic to begin with? Music is nice here too. Hermes, are you alright? Seems Hermes and Medion have found their quarry, a creature known in this age as an ambystoma. Yet though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. The ambystoma, Hermes saw it high up the tree, climbed to get it, but it jumped on him and he slipped. Do you need a hand? No, I'm fine, if a little embarrassed. Now for your own safety, please stand back. Ugh. Hermes, are you alright? Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Medion. Both you and her. ROV, you are called. Intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I had forgotten all about it. Oh no, I had forgotten all about its fellows. Truly, what a relief. Much thank Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus when I return to them, but first, with the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. This is awesome. Short break and I'll be right back. Alright, back. The sandstone stares at you unflinchingly, as if regarding something novel. Regarding it in turn, you notice that it appears to be floating, if ever so slightly. I'm glad they're safe, Hermes and the Ambystoma. And that's Reaper. Chest gear. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let's return to Anagnorisis. Perhaps only your imagination, but something in the creature's demeanor bespeaks proud defiance for having gone on an adventure. Some creations stay outside, others stay at Catesis, like the Ambystomas. 'Twas blissfully uneventful in your absence. The little ones were on their best behavior. No more errant creations to distract us from matters of actual import, I trust. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the Ambystomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space. If you will go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, a meeting area. You may speak there. Very well, take care not to let the creatures slip away again. Trying to see if it would say anything else. Will you be attending as well? If so, you should join the others at the building. Oh, wow. There's never... Excuse me. There's never a dull moment with the Ori? Their fondness of minerals makes them highly unique, and I dare say they will be no less popular. God, I can't remember what they're called. That's cool that they're here too. For familiar, you appear quite inquisitive. Perhaps you were created to learn? Well, if there's anything you wish to know, I'd be glad to explain. Whoa. Interesting. Okay, so there are currents here as well. Emmett Selk has been accommodating thus far. He is the one who has business with Hermes. If you wish to attend, you will have to ask his permission.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. Will I have to remove you by force? Let's hear them then, these reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem your mysterious cause worthy, I may even be inclined to offer my assistance.
I do not object to his attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps. But I believe he can be trusted. Meteion would not have taken to him so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear?
So, it's finally happened, then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down, and named you as his preferred successor.
Oh, that's right. That's okay. I got that. I got those mixed up. That's not Van Daniel. That's Hermes. Hermes takes over.
In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis, after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Aetheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
So that's why Fandaniel wanted to die. Okay. That explains that.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no, I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Most to jump at the chance to serve in the convocation, and yet. Don't mind us, my friend. Please tend to Meteon. Forgive me, I will make it up to you, I promise. Sorry, Arrow, I didn't mean. So, walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk. You watch. People are going to want her to be a new race they can play as. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. Is she the idea behind the flower? Don't worry, I'm fine now. So why did you come here? Or she is the flower. Oh, you want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Oh, teach you. I can teach you. We can take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something. Sounds like fun. It will be, it will be. Where to start? Oh yes, let's talk to Memnon. He should be near the Aetheroid. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is, so I'll have him explain instead. Yeah, it's not coming to you. Okay. Oh, I gotta talk to her again. Let's go and talk to Memnon. He should be near the Aetheroid. Okay, same stuff. Ah, the ether. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere, not to the ground or other isles. For that, you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. That looks pretty. And what have we here? You look like a person. Your ether is quite thin. I assume you are a familiar like Medion. Is there something you need? This is Arrow. Can you teach him about Elpis? Ah, newly arrived familiar, is he? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to him. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. Two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place, so heed your masters well and be good, do you hear? We will, Memnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. Or she makes up the other current. You got a turn now, I get a turn. Okay. Where did you come from? From a place facing a great threat. There is such a place? I had no idea. But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power. I haven't told you about it. Creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched, and I'll explain my power. Desire to learn is a good thing. I wish you well in your endeavors, my dear familiar. Okay. Oh, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new. Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. I can't read it, or maybe there's nothing to read. Wait, please wait, I'll try again, with you this time. Greetings, can you hear me? Yep. This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. God, this theme is awesome. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind. Rather, you are converting my emotions into words and intention, a process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or other nonverbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet, though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Heh, good. Now it's my turn again. So what are you good at? Fighting, crafting, gathering, playing. Let's go with playing. Playing? I'm still not sure what that means. Hermes says let's play, but then he goes for a walk or looks at creations. It's fun, but no different from work. I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go and see Uanthe next. She's usually in a small building, one on the west row. Let's go and see, okay. Oh, well, if it isn't Median, I see you brought a friend today. Greetings, Uanthe. An apple. Could you make me an apple? Kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. One sure, they're Oh, candied apple. Hermes certainly partial to them. But you know how you can't eat Median. But you know you can't eat Median. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. Taking Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. Sorry, Arrow, I wanted to show you my favorite thing, then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Tell her what you like. Oh, that's what you like? Yes, I can feel it, your joy and happiness. It makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Arrow. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? Sure. Between you and me, Hermes' eating habits are atrocious. We may not be reliant upon food to the extent that our smaller creations are, but our diets eventually catch up with us. If we don't consume the requisite balance of nutrients, we grow weak and lethargic. Yet Hermes consumes candied apples as if they were a staple. I hope Hermes isn't sad anymore. What? Back already? Pity, a bit longer we might have snuck away without you. Excellent timing. 'Twas a refreshing constitutional, I hope. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Median good. I wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught him. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. Not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping me on company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus will accompany me as I attend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I'm compelled to remind you that he is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet him at Proplion. There's no guarantee that the matters we discussed will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joyous presence brings me down, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. It was kind, really, truly. He taught me as much as I taught him. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh, I like the look of that. That looks good. I'll do that when I get back. Though I see new creations on a daily basis, here they look at them with a different eye. It'll be interesting to observe Hermes at work. It is held that all civil organizations should conduct their affairs with total transparency, and the convocation is no exception. That doesn't mean we're obligated to show our work to unknown entities, such as you. Consider yourself privileged and behave accordingly. This time we all get to go for a walk. Isn't it exciting? Everyone is ready. There are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found out our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. All of him in vigor now. When we were discussing his nomination, he was melancholy incarnate. So beautiful. Petaluta, I hope they make it into the world. Ah yes, the Lanthan Petaluta, one of the newest specimens of the ever-popular butterfly. You're still bothered about your robe, don't be. A few specimens repurposed won't be missed. This here is a new species of Petaluta we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? There's the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. Now it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it's not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation and is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let's head to the nearby beacon. I've received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Probably fine. We're meant to be observing Hermes, but instead we're stuck with Medion. I suppose she herself serves as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. Interesting. You're interesting too. Tell me, how did you find the ambystoma? Fascinating creation. Much like yourself, little one, renowned as Hermes is for his flying life forms, it is a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. Oh yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call the structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an eternal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their ether. It appears Medion is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? Using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. Veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Using this concept crystal, anyone can harness lightning regardless of spell casting skill. Cow dash. What? Ash, you need to come over here, please. That's kind of weird. Oh, unless I have to use it on me. Yeah, that's the mistake I'm making. I had to cast it on them. Odd. Perfectly done, arrow. Look. See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words? Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluta, all seek to perpetuate their existence to survive. Medion, an arcane entity, is Medion a living being? I think she's an arcane entity. Or maybe both. No, she's arcane because she feeds on what everyone else is doing. Good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note. We still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Interesting. This fellow has been the talk of the Bureau. The combination of carefree aspect, knowledge, rows of fangs, strangely charming. So they created these things. Is there a guiding theme or any method to the madness that is this random assortment of features? It's adorable, but beware it sneeze. Hermes went flying once.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, Some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Antelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelekis.
Sure, I don't see why I couldn't be one. Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination. If I'm thin, it's because Emmett Selk didn't do a proper job. Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination. Go with that one.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Enteleki make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Maybe I should have gone with the first choice. Oh well. I wonder if she gets corrupted. Because before, when I saw that vision of the world being consumed, I heard a female voice. It might be her. And he wanted to create something that could go beyond. Before I heard of Dynamis or Entelekis, I can only assume the Elpis flower was submitted to the Bureau just before I joined. Enteleki or no, we're friends in thinness. Yep. All appears to be well. This shouldn't take long. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there's an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. A personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive, given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial. He would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh, you just know why Emmett Selk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. Ahem, began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. I'll tell you the tale when we're away from sensitive ears. Sigh, what now? I want to learn about the convocation. If you would accompany us, I suppose you should at least know that much. Convocation of 14 is a governing body that determines myriad policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As the name suggests, the council is comprised of 14 offices, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing abilities. Depending on the office, one is required to either be an authority in a certain field or possess skills that would facilitate the performance of their stipulated duties. The former category includes Mitron, specialist in aquatic life, Logrif, specialist in terrestrial life and husbandry, Homerot, specialist in fungal and plant life, Emeralolth, specialist in medicine and healing, Lahabrea, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth phantom beings of the highest complexity. As for the latter category, there is Ultima, advocate of the arts, Igeorm, champion of enlightenment and rhetoric. Pashtrot, preserver of discipline and order. Emitselk, keeper of the ethereal realm, or underworld in the vernacular. Vandaniel, pursuer of extant phenomena. Azem, traveler of the world and counselor to the people. What, should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly. Even children know this much, and you'd do well to remember it all. Okay, thank you. Apologies for the way I have inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say won't be long ere it is released unto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring us so well. Charybdis? That's what we shall tend to next. If you follow me, my friend, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Excuse me. Why is this one blue and shiny? Well, forgive me, I thought another member of the convocation to come. This turned out to be an eventful day. Serpentine bird or a winged snake? There's a slight difference in etheric balance between these Charybdises. This may be assumed that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. Looks a bit like Leviathan. Excuse me. I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis? Charybdis? Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. Specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know? Sigh, but of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, and uncouth and unseemingly as running about roboless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. May seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Do that as a Yes, I believe I have a solution. I'm at Sulk. May I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. Trust you don't mind. Must help the Charybdis to fly, or else they will all die. Such bother when we could simply begin anew, but I shall defer to the Chief Overseer. Thaddeus, a man of ideas. I wonder what he has thought up this time. Emmett Selk is out of sight. Good. Let's speak of the plan. Stroke of genius, really. We have Emmett Selk train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. I want you to go to Emmett Selk. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. Our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Words, I have a favor to ask to indicate to Emmett Selk that you have a request. The rest of us will be right behind you. We wouldn't think to miss the fun. With apologies to Emmett Selk, but this may be the best approach. Let us work together to win him over. I'll persist too. Me, perhaps best if I watch from afar. That looks cool. Looks like a version of a chocobo. Well, are your preparation for the scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? Oh no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Oh, I don't know what Hythloday is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythloday is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emmett Selk. Please, Emmett Selk, to plead with Emmett Selk.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmett Selk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmett Selk. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last. I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. but much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star.
Almost like a Dreamway.
Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
That's good. If I didn't know better, I'd say Emmett Selk is enjoying himself. Not that he'd ever deigned to admit it. Look, Errol, look how well the Charybdis flies. It's flying, it's really flying as if it were born to do so, thank goodness. Slash wave. Emerging from his reverie, Emmett Selk notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. Nero and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. Sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed. With this, we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. We hope that to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we can guarantee that anomalies such as the specimen are never born in the first place? These creatures are These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. Hermes? I'm fine. Don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let's return to Anagnorissus for now. I mean, they may be higher level than me, but they're still at the same spot in the MSQ as I am. So we get to learn a little bit more of Emmett Selk's backstory, which is awesome. All the creations are happy, that makes me happy too. You've seen what I do, was everything you were expecting? Thoroughly enjoyed myself at the end most of all. What, want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath, you didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. That look like those look good too, man. Oko, the White Griffin. Cool. I'm tired. Leave me be. Something seems to be weighing on Hermes' mind. Tell me, Arrow, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Nothing so far, but I'm hopeful that will change. Dynamis. Dynamis seemed promising. Not sure what I'm looking for, but I don't think I've found it yet. Dynamis. Dynamis seemed promising. Dynamis, you say? Curious as such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Well, I can. I'm afraid it's done. I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it set upon the nearby Occupides, slaughtering them. Oh shit. Was a creature hungry or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself, and the Occupides were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycan that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where's the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however. Hermes, wait. This is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. Wonder if those creatures look like the blasphemies. Man, this area is gorgeous. Igdria? That looks cool. Oh, damn. Fearsome beast, this Lycan, but where is it now? The Akiu Pete is no easy prey. With its hooves and horns, it was designed to be formidable, even on land. But they didn't stand a chance against the Lycan. It's heavy. Hermes' pain. Laceration and burns are unmistakable. Lycan was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. Man makes his base at 12 wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. I'm at Selk and I will search here for good measure, just to make sure the Lycan did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at 12 wonders when you have finished. I'll go on ahead. Please follow with arrow. Come, it's down this path and over the bridge. Fearsome beast, this Lycan, but where is it now? Ooh, there's a current. That'll show now that I have one, I bet. Yep. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was just looking at something. Medion. There it is, 12 wonders. Hermes looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. Okay, so she's following. 12 wonders, huh? Man with long blonde hair. That looks long. Doros, that's Doros. Well now, if it's a Medion, what brings you here? Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lycaons, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields and restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Catesis. Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. You've heard the news that a Lycan slaughtered occupites. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion they are not fit to be released. I am. Their abnormal aggression, exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. But matters not where they are released. Lycaons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos. Memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself created it. Allows us to erase or alter memories. That we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous, depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions. Pastrout may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate subjects' memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of either is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. It is all for the greater good and unquestioned necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat unto the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all the Lycaons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion, that Emmett Selk may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. We have a duty to the star, this I know, but it doesn't mean we don't also have a responsibility to the lives we bring into existence here. To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Those are nice boots, actually. fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Medion, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting, I'll stay with Arrow. Although I am to impose, may I leave Medion in your care again? Sure, it's fine. I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Arrow? Maybe will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting, or beautiful, or strong, better in some way. Flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. We'll start here at the 12 Wonders. Sure. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Oh, so big and bright. I love them. They might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. Lots of flowers in the fields. We should be able to find something nice. An array of beautiful flowers grows in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine, though. Let's keep looking. Oh yeah. Set on a tall, thin stalk. Its oddly shaped flowers, mesmerizing in its undulations. Oh, Arcane, a flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Arrow. At spotting flowers, we'll find something soon. You're good at observing, Arrow, just like an observer. Good at observing, Arrow, just like an observer. Yeah, I attuned to that. Despite nothing promising nearby, at best common-looking grasses with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah, Or there is something big, huge. Come on, let's get closer, but not too close. Yikes. Malodorous grass. Terrible stench, reminiscent of sodden old boots, pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the marble-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. Hermes inspected it, swallowed them up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, Earl? Would you like it? Probably not. It's probably not the good sort of memory. It's not this one either. Finding a good flower, it's harder than I thought. Sorry, Arrow, but could we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there. I'll pick something after that, I promise. Never given a gift before? Were you nervous too for your first time? Crap. Sorry. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Ah, there's nothing. The shiny thing over there, what could it be? Whoops. The shiny thing over there, what could it be? Learned something new recently, the meaning of Philomith's Nodos. Nodos is a south wind person, and Philomith's is his joy. Why is he joyful? Because this place is so beautiful. Excuse me. Oh, Elpis flowers, they're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're entelechies. Entelechies. Me, they feel pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. Truly, the flower was dark in your home? Then you have it too, a dark emotion? Knowing the pain and sorrow of loss, I felt great fear and frustration. I've been plagued by doubt and anxiety. Dare say I have a few. Knowing the pain and sorrow of loss. I see. Hermes has known the same. The feeling that a part of you is gone, again and again, but no one notices. Please, Arrow, won't you lend it to me? Your pain and sorrow. I want you to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He's been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. Truly, you'll do it? Thank you, Ro. Thank you. It means more to me than I could say. Can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. She might be the catalyst for all this, honestly, because if all she feels is emotion, and the final days happen here, but their final days are different. But that was creation magics. That may be all she knows. So that might, could be. Seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they finished.
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment? I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear, and it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I'm filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort. To so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden, you are a strange one. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them, and they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right!
What she was looking at. Are you able to get some rest? Please do not hesitate to let us know if you're feeling tired or where you might exhaust your scarce reserves of ether. The prodigal familiar returns after causing all manner of trouble while we were in our meeting, I'm sure. I'm glad Hermes saw the flowers. Thank you, Arrow. It will help, I hope. Today will be difficult for him. Hand gear. All too brief interlude, perhaps, but it's time I attend to my next task. I met Selk and his Ladeus are aware we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Leones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros followed the correct protocols, and as chief overseer I can find no fault in his judgment. The Leones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released in the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I think those are the blasphemies. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Death pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Leones have served their purpose. Doros already isolated creatures and preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join them forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course, let us be off then. We return to the main aisle. Uh-oh. 4 are down. 3 are missing. Not good. Doros, are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I then bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken the air above the 12 wonders. The last up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Arrow handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to Emmett Selk, unneeded though it is. Medion, you're to stay here with Doros. But Hermes. The Lycaons must be reverted. I will spare you their pain and mine. This is my burden, not yours, but if you're intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Stay with Hermes, Arrow. You'll need someone when the time comes. Never mind my wounds, they are easily healed as the Lycones, which concern me. It's creepy music again. They aren't messing around. Appreciate your help and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry, within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here's my plan. You'll approach slowly in full view and draw the Lacone's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as furious temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. Fear not, by my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. A few moments is all I require. Just make sure that you command its attention. Oh, you have room to move there.
Now.
Whoa.
Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me.
May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. Ye are worthy, but leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
It's been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. The other Lycaons have been taken care of. The incident is resolved and life in Elpis continues normal or ends as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. But never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Whoa. They're cool. I don't know what answer he's searching for, if it was in our power to give it, but I believe he would make a fine Fandaniel, and that if he rejects us out of hand, we will all be lesser for it. Boy, I really am not a fan of the leveling experience for some reason. Even rested, just doing the MSQ, you're way off. I don't know if that's their intention or not. Seems off, because I don't remember having this problem in Shadowbringers. Or any of the previous other ones. Maybe they wanted people to do some of the other stuff. You can see why others are higher level now. My creativity has all but stagnated. If creativity were a well, mine would be bone dry, worthless. So I hope to use existing creations to inspire me and replenish my water supply, as it were. That's where you come in. Perhaps you, my new familiar friend, might go toe to hoof against Angokarotes. Observing their fight or flight responses will surely be of great help to me and my currently unimaginative mind. You would oblige me. Thank you kindly. Now see if there are any others about who might assist you. Are there truly none available for such a task? See how much experience these give. This way, please. Oh, I'm gonna lose you, Dash. Wow. Definitely have to do some gear replacing here. But I also haven't been doing the ether current quest either, which might be the thing that fills in the gap there. That might have been the other thing. You hurt my researcher. Prepare to die. Go do that one. Wait a minute, there's another one here? Okay. So 87, and it'll be a dungeon, which will make getting to 88 better. I think that's my fault. I think if you do the either current blue quests, then you would have enough. What level is he? 87. Okay. We'll do the currents then. You? Let's see, those are only... Yeah, we'll do this one. Alright, a familiar essence you have, like that of a familiar, if you're familiar with the concept. Oh, that's right. The other one was bonus experience. Oh, just my little joke arrow, was it? I am Hippotho. Mew Mew. Yes, we're getting that. Arrow, say hello to our familiar friend here. She's in Loros. The Leroy are one of our newest creations, highly attuned to abnormalities in their environment. First sign of danger, they'll sound the alarm, by which I mean mew loudly. We do our best to observe all of our creations. Elp is simply too large to maintain a constant vigil over each and every temperamental species. A more efficient means of detecting conflict between creatures was in order. Thus have I taken this Loros under my wing to further develop her capabilities in this area, and she does enjoy our little walks. This evening we're testing her ability to pinpoint sites of conflict. Would you like to observe? Simply tell her that her task has begun. She'll do her utmost to locate disruptive creatures. Please do subdue any unruly subjects. Once you've found them, we can't have beasts running amok. Never fear, she is quite proficient in our language. You need only let her know to begin. Mew Mew. Follow the Alp. Loros, try not to fall behind. Let's go. Is that a bat cat? It is. It's a bat cat. Cat bat? Mew. Well, there's two nearby creatures that are facing one another down. Looks at you expectantly. Mew Mew. Okay. Rip. Oh, let's do this one. Oh, I didn't mean to drag that many. Because this level is also doing the roll quest too. I didn't quite make it. I think I might backtrack and do some, go get all the current quests. Because you even get points for exploring areas, so that might be something else too. Yeah, so I think I'll get the ether currents here. And do some backtracking, get those. So that'll be a couple of million experience there. Rip. Seems quite content by the name of science. What were the results? As I expected. Well done, little one. Magnificent creatures, both of you. It's a shame we cannot give you a pair of tiny wings and a bell too, but it's against protocol, I'm afraid. The Allura are enchanted with theirs at birth, so they are able to acclimate properly. I'm certain you have your own unique potential to rise too, however. In fact, why not join us for another phase of testing? Excuse me. 200,000. All right, I'm gonna stop here for now. I gotta take care of some things. But really loving the story so far. I'm super invested in it right now. So feed him, and then when I come back, let's see, we'll get that one done. And might do some more fates, because I feel like we're gonna go back to these areas. So there might be no point in traveling back to them right now. Alright, yeah, I'll be back in a little while. So yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. See you later.